I'm a freestyler and I'm ranking every mechanic in Rocket League from S to D tier. Let's get straight into it. So starting off with Airdribling, this has to be an S tier. It's essential for everyone's game. There's not too much else to say for it, but here's me scoring it. So for all of these shots in this video, I'm going to be using this training pack right here. And first of all is the Airdribble. And I put this S tier because I think it personally is a must-learn mechanic. Like, everyone should be able to do this. It helps so much in comp. And you can also do really cool mechanics as well, like flip reset into Musty Flick into Airdribble. I mean, I messed that up because I'm not used to using Fennec. I mean, that's a really bad excuse, but then you can do Airdribbles off basically everything. And that's why I think it's just has to be S tier. Let me know down below if you think Airdribbling should be S tier or what should be right at the top. But in my opinion, Airdribbling has to be up there. Like, every mechanic's something to do with Airdribbling. Now for the Astral Pinch, I'm actually going to put this B tier, I think. So let's put the Airdribbling up to A tier, S tier I mean, and I'm going to put Astral Pinch at B tier. This is a really cool mechanic. The only problem with this and the reason it's not going to A is because if you miss it, the opponent's just scored. And it's not really one that you would do in... Actually, people do it in freestyle now, but I think this is more of a comp mechanic to just catch people off guard. And if you mess it up like you do 90% of the time, then it's just game over. So if you do score it, your opponent's having nightmares and they're not going to sleep at night. So let's get into me trying to score it now. Next is the Astral Pinch. You can do this on shot 2 in this pack. And I personally really like these. I nearly scored one there. There's me nearly scoring one again. But the only problem with these is that, let's say I hit the back wall. I'll try and hit the back wall. Let's say I hit the back wall there. I'm passing to my opponent and they can just score so easily. So that's the only problem with these, is that if you mess them up, then it's kind of like game over for you. So maybe in like a 3v3 or in certain situations in comp, they're really useful. But realistically, they're pretty inconsistent and extremely difficult to pull off. I really want to score one just for the video. I might concentrate quickly. There's one. Nope. Hit the post, of course. But no, it looks like I probably won't score one, but these are pretty... Oh, there's one. That's a pretty good one, to be fair. Let's have a look at this. Like, realistically, in a game, if I'm doing this, you just won't save that properly. Now for the Ceiling Pinch. I think Ceiling Pinches is actually an S tier. This does sound... I might put it down to A tier later on in the video, but this mechanic is so underutilized. You see Zen use it a lot, and it's so unpredictable. You have no clue how to predict this if you're the opponent, and that's why I've put it S tier. And here's me trying it now, doing the Ceiling Pinch double and the normal. So now on to Ceiling Pinch. On this you can use shots. There should be a shot for it. You can't use that one. You can just use shot 1 probably on this pack. You can do 2 types. You can do the normal pinch like that, where you break on the wall a bit and then go up and do the pinch. Or you can also do the double touch, where you again break a bit, go up to the ceiling, then do the double touch there. These are really cool. They're really unpredictable as well. But they are semi-inconsistent in the way of a lot of the time they do bounce off the wrong parts and they don't go in the goal. But if they do work, then it's so difficult to save or predict them. I'll try and score a double touch because they're pretty cool. There's not one, but in my opinion, you see Zen do this a lot, and if he does something a lot, you know it's probably a really cool mechanic. They don't only work well, but they also look really cool. So that's why I've put them quite high up. But I haven't put them like top of the top, because realistically, it is a ceiling shot. It's nothing that special. But yeah, I've put them really high up because they are absolutely cool. Now for the Ceiling Shuffle. I'm leaving this in D tier. I'm sorry if you're some like freestyler who does backboard resets and all of that stuff, but there's no reason to learn this mechanic in my opinion. I'm not the best at it. I used to really enjoy watching these back in the day, but realistically, they are a bit useless, aren't they? But here's me trying a ceiling shuffle. So now for the ceiling shuffle, I don't even know what I'm going to do for this. I used to be able to do these actually. So you kind of have to hit the front wheel. You have to hit a certain part of the wheel. There, I nearly got one there actually. But it's easiest in Batmobile. I only learned this in Batmobile. You kind of have to hit 3 wheels on the car, on the roof at once. I don't know if I can do it with the Fennec or not, but I nearly did one there. This is going to be a really short one because I can't even do them. That's why I think they're absolutely rubbish to learn. There's no point really learning them. But I mean, if you find it fun, then obviously, but realistically, there's no point. Now for a double reset. I'm actually going to put this in A tier, I think. These are so difficult to predict sometimes. I would put it in S tier, but sometimes I get annoyed by my freestyle partners just going for these stupid shots. But at the end of the day, it is a game for fun. And double flip resets is something that everyone should learn, as they are extremely fun to do. So next is the double flip resets. I've put this quite high up because you can basically do so many different variations. You can do stalls, you can do Muri resets. There's so many different resets you can do. Like there, I can do a stall reset double, and there's so many different variations. But the only problem is you get the ranked opponents that just does this all the time, and they mess it up like that, and then they just score straight away. You really need consistency of these to do them in comp, and I think most people who do them in comp aren't consistent at them. That's why I've not put them extremely high up, because it is a bit annoying when you get comp teammates who just constantly go for them and aren't consistent at them. I mean, I'm not the most consistent at them, but at least I can do them. And I missed that. Now for double taps. I know this is very basic, but it has to go in A tier and S tier in my opinion. I'm actually going to put it above ceiling pinch, because technically you have double taps in the ceiling pinch, so just doubles down. No pun intended right there. But double taps, you can do them off everything. They're so hard to predict. And if there's any mechanic you need to learn, it has to be double taps as one of the main ones you learn. So the next one is double taps. And I missed that Musty double tap last time, so let's try and do it again. But these are really good in my opinion. They're so difficult to predict, and basically if you can do these consistently, then you're just sorted. That would have been a cool one. But especially in ones, I feel like double taps, the opponent doesn't position themselves in the right place with double taps a lot. But the only problem is if you miss the double tap, you're just completely finished. So these are a lot better for like 2v2s and stuff like that. But realistically, double taps are like one of the most important mechanics. You'll see pros go for it all the time. You'll see everyone go for it all of the time. So you kind of have to learn these. Now for the Lexy Set. I'm actually going to put this one at B tier. And I'm going to put it above the Astral Pinch. Because if you mess this up, then it doesn't actually matter that much. But it is a really cool mechanic, very underutilized, but it is very inconsistent as well though. That's why I haven't put it any higher. But if people actually learn this off command, then your opponents are just done. You just can't predict this mechanic at all. So now for the Lex jump. Honestly, I've not done this in forever, so if I even get one of these, I would be happy. But there's a certain point in the wall where you have to jump. It's around the advertisement banner here, and when you do this, only 2 wheels come off the roof, and then you want to front flip in a certain position, and then you somehow get a flip reset. This can be like really useful if you're consistent at them, but like me, I'm guessing you're probably really inconsistent at them. It kind of looks like that, but you get an unlimited flip, so you can kind of go for an air dribble, but it's just an unlimited flip. It's quite difficult to explain. I've not actually got any of these in this video so far, but if I carried on trying, I probably would. But realistically, you don't want to watch me do this for a whole 10 minutes. So I'm going to go on to the next one now. So now for flip resets. top of S tier, it has to be. If you can't do a flip reset, you have to learn them. They're the most fun mechanic in Rocket League. They're so unpredictable. People go for them every single game. If it wasn't for flip resets, the game would be different in my opinion. So here's me trying a load of different ones, because there's about like 50 different variations. And the next one is flip resets. These, as I mentioned before, you have to be able to learn these. These are absolutely really cool. Like, these are probably one of my favourite mechanics in my opinion. Like, if you're in comp, they're so unpredictable, it's crazy. And just overall, such a cool mechanic. Cooks a pinch. This has to be A tier. I'm sorry for putting so many in the top ones, but cooks a pinch is when your opponent's really close to you, they're so useful in comp. And you see a lot of different freestylers going for these cooks a pinches. And even in even freestylers recently, there's been a lot of team plays with cooks a pinches, like cooks a pinch to psychos or stuff like that. I mean, I've just made that up. I don't know if anyone's actually scored that, but these are really cool mechanics. Now for cooks a pinch. This is slightly different, but I've always really enjoyed cooks a pinches. I say that when I mess one up completely, but I've always really liked these. It gets the ball to the other side of the field so quickly. So if let's say my opponent's just behind me chasing a demo, I quickly break, then I do a cooks a pinch. And good day to them. But yeah, this one is really cool. You can do like wall read, not wall reads. You can do air dribbles into cooks a pinch. Actually, this isn't really a cooks a pinch, but it kind of is and isn't at the same time. But you can do really cool shots with this pinch. Multi-flip resets, I'm going to put it A tier. I'm going to put it right next to double flip reset because it is literally the same thing. I guess this means like triple and quads. And actually I'm going to put it in front of double flip reset, I think. Because these are really important for freestyle, they're really important for comp. And there's not too much else to say for this. So the next one is very similar to the double reset, but multiple resets. And like more like triple resets and stuff like that. These are really cool as well. I would always recommend learning these. They're so fun to do. I've not put them really high up because they are inconsistent for a lot of people and myself. So it's just quite difficult to get these in comp and stuff like that. But they are a really cool mechanic and I would definitely advise you to learn them. As why not? It's a really fun mechanic to do. Nearly scored the double then. So now for the Musty Flick. It's difficult to know where to put this, but I have to put it below double taps in S tier. These are so useful. The amount of power you can get on them is just insane. It makes you wonder what you would do without Musty Flicks. Like, there's a lot of shots where you won't be able to score them if you're not right next to the goal. And with Musty Flicks, you can score them from anywhere. So this is like one of my favourite mechanics in my opinion. But it can't go above air dribbling or flip resets, I don't think. And then now the Musty Flicks. Musty Flicks are really cool in my opinion. I mean, I've said it, every mechanic's cool in this video. But realistically, Musty Flicks, I think I go for Musty Flicks basically every single shot. Like, there's not a shot where I don't do a Musty Flick. And you can do them off flip resets. You can do them when you're right at the back of the field. You can get so much power on them. And one shot I've always enjoyed doing is like these types of shots here. And the only way you can do these is to do the Musty Flick. And you can do like corner reads, wall reads off Musty Flicks. You can basically do everything off a Musty Flick. Actually, I'll try and get a wall reads now for the video. If I get this will be quite cool. So you air dribble to this side here. You get the touch. You get the Musty. Can I get the wall read? Is that a wall read? No. I nearly got the wall read there. Not quite. But you see what I mean. You can do so much with Musty Flicks. And yeah, there's not too much else to say for them. I'll try and get a nice double touch view now. In the air, no. Pogos, I've got this C tier. This is something I used to use a lot. But there used to be this like stigma about it that if you use Pogos, it just means that you can't air dribble or you've just messed up your shot. That used to be what Pogos were thought about. I don't know if that's still what people think of them, but I don't think they're that useful. I mean, you see Dark use them in comp, but realistically, they're not that good, are they? So now for Pogos. These are something I personally think I'm quite good at. I say that, but I probably messed it up straight away. I haven't done these for ages, actually. I can't even remember the last time I did a Pogo, but I used to be quite good at them. So what you want to do is try and hit it right in the corner of your car like that. That was quite a bad Pogo there, but I'm a lot better in them with Dominus. I don't think I've ever really tried it with Fennec before, but you want to hit right in the corner of your car there, and then your car bounces up. You can do different types of Pogos, for example, with the back of your car as well, like that. But the main one is the front ways one. It was actually Muri who came up with this, but a lot of people say that it's kind of like cheating. Like, you can't air dribble, so you just do a Pogo. It's like a very unlimited boost thing, in my opinion. But you do see like Dark and people do it in comp where they get the reset like that, then go into the Pogo and then go from there. But yeah, it's not the best mechanic ever in my opinion. Now for Psychos, I'm going to put this B tier again. I'm going to put this just above Astral Pinch. Actually no, I'm going to put it A tier, I think. Because the thing with Psychos are, they are an extremely cool shot. But at the same time, if you mess one up in comp, then you've just kind of given your opponents an open goal. But they do make some insane clips. I could even put them higher. I think this list is absolute rubbish if you ask me. I think I've completely messed up this list. But I'm going to try some Psychos now. And that's all of my ranking. Tell me if you agree with this table or not in the comments below. And here's me trying to hit Psychos. Then the next one is Psychos. This one, if I score it, especially with Fennec in this video, then you have to give me a like. But I'm not the most consistent at these. So there's not too much else to say. I'll do a few attempts of this now. But realistically, I won't score one and I don't want to waste your time. Nearly got one there, but I'll end the video on that. If you agree with my list, let me know down below and I'll see you next time.